but I couldn't. But I couldn't quite, couldn't quite, couldn't quite. But I couldn't quite imagine eating this. Couldn't quite, couldn't quite. Oh, er, er, have still. But I couldn't quite imagine eating this. This, eating this. But I couldn't quite imagine eating this. Quite, quite imagine eating this. Quite, quite, quite imagine, quite imagine eating this. But I couldn't quite imagine, but I quite imagine eating this. Without, without this kind of rice, with kind of rice, with, with, without this kind of rice, this, this kind of rice, this kind of rice, this kind of rice, this kind, this kind of rice, this kind of rice, this kind of rice, with, without, without this kind of rice, the kind of rice, kind of rice, this kind of rice, 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 kind of kind of kind of kind of rice, kind of rice. So we just went with this. We just went with this. Went with it. Went with it. Went with it. Just went with this. Just went with it. Went with it. So I just went with it. With it. We just went 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 with it. I just gonna go with it. With it. Fluffy jasmine. Flat, fluffy jasmine. Fluffy jasmine. Fluffy jasmine. Fluffy jasmine. Only what do you think? Only what? Only what do you think of the food? What do you think of the food? Only think of the food. Think of the food. What do you think? What do you think of the food? What do you think of the food? Only what? Only, only. What do you think of the food? Why? Why? What did you think of the food? What did you think of the food? What did you think of the food? Food. Food. What? Only what do you think of the food? Of the food. What you? What you? What you? Only what do you think of the food? Only what do you? What do you? Only what do you think of the food? What do you think of the food? The food. The food. The food. The food. The food. Do you think of the food? What do you think of the food? What do you think of the food? It's definitely on point.